Paddy, the Baddy, Pimblett is facing the biggest test of his career this weekend at UFC 314, taking on Michael Chandler. Ranked just number 12, a win over Chandler, currently number 7, could launch Paddy into the elite tier of the lightweight division. Once I finish Chandler, I'll only need one more fight, someone like Arman, Charles, or Gaethje, then I'm in title contention for 2026.
Yeah, he's a Bellator legend, like, you know what I mean? He held the belt multiple times. In the UFC, he's been what an entertaining fighter he is, you know what I mean? He's one of the fighters that I love watching, but he hasn't had the best record. He's 2-4, but his losses are 2 against Charles, 1 against Gaethje, 1 against Poirier. All 3 of them have held, Poirier and Gaethje held interim belts, and Charles had the undisputed belt, so, you know, he's fought top competition, so when I finish him, my name best be regarded in there with them. Beat Chandler, and then it's a top 5 and then a title fight. That's the goal, that's the plan. To be honest, I think if I didn't have that year out because of surgery, I think I'd already be fighting for the belt by now, but when I fought Jared and I'd done my ankle bad, I had to sit out for a year with major surgery, so I think I would have already beat someone like Chandler and then already beat someone in the top 5 and then be fighting for the belt soon, but you know, it's one of them, it's what life throws at you, you've got to come back from it. Seems like everyone's excited for this fight, like everyone's looking forward to it. All the haters saying they can't wait to see me get knocked out, which drives me on even more. And then all my fans saying that they know I'm going to win also motivates me a lot. So I just can't wait to fight again. It's been a while, I fought in July, this is going to be April, so I just can't wait to get back in the cage and put on a performance to everyone. To be honest, my cardio has been in question before. When I tried to kill Tony Ferguson in round 1, I did get a bit tired in the 3rd and just controlled him, just got on top and controlled position to get the win, but as I say, it was Tony Ferguson. I tried to kill him in the 1st round, and that man is just very hard to finish, especially with strikes. Unless you put him flat out cold, he's not going away, and the refs know that. Anyone else in that position, he gets stopped. But you know, I'm ready to do 5 rounds. I've done 5 rounds in Cage Warriors before, and this isn't going 5 rounds. Chandler gets finished in 2.
Even Henry Cejudo believes an upset is brewing, saying, "I'm impressed and frustrated at the same time. He's way better than I thought. We definitely need to show that guy some respect. He's only getting better." And a win over Michael Chandler puts him in a solid position. While the UFC might be setting up a heavyweight title unification bout between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall, nothing's official just yet. But one fighter who refuses to pick against Bones, Paddy Pimblett.
I'll be honest, Tom's a friend. I love Tom, he's one of the coolest dudes in the whole of MMA. Even though Jones is getting old, I just can't pick against Jon Jones. I've been watching Jon Jones, as I say, since 2010. I can remember watching when he got DQ'd against Matt Hamill live. He's got proper longevity, and the one thing I do think Jon Jones has got the best in the world and the best ever is his fight IQ. He game plans to beat people, and he doesn't fight the same way every fight. He has a perfect game plan to beat that person. And as much as I love Tom and I want Tom to win, I couldn't pick against Jon Jones. It's just something I couldn't do.
Sean O'Malley has a message for fans questioning his rematch against Merab Dvalishvili at UFC 316. On the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, the former champ didn't hold back. "Don't watch Saturday night. Go watch your reality TV show. I get it, my last fight wasn't a rewatchable classic. But when I go out there and win, people will be racing to rewatch it." O'Malley also said that he is grateful to the UFC for the rematch because, as he mentioned, he doesn't want the title back, but instead, he wants Merab. "I truly appreciate the UFC for giving me the opportunity for this rematch. It wasn't about reclaiming the belt. What I wanted was Merab. That's the fight I was after. I spent 3.5 years showing that the first fight with Cheeto didn't unfold as it should have. This time, the wait has been much shorter, and I'm excited to step back in there and achieve something similar in the rematch with Merab." He also added that his wrestling was a disaster in the fight. "I spent more time grappling today than I did during the entire previous camp. I know my wrestling is better than what I displayed in that last fight. It was nearly embarrassing." Let's rapid fire some UFC fight announcements. UFC Vegas 106, May 17th Mateus Camilo makes his UFC debut against Gabe Green. UFC Fight Night Atlanta, June 14th Cody Durden vs Jose Ochoa is official. UFC 317, June 29, Janata Diniz takes on Justin Tafa in a pivotal heavyweight clash. UFC Newark, June 7, Kelvin Gastelum vs Joe Pyfer rebooked for the O'Malley vs Dvalishvili card. Michael Chandler responded to Paddy Pimblett, saying that he would beat him despite his recent record, which includes 5 fights, 4 losses and 1 win. Here's what he said.
You know, ton of respect for Paddy. We'll see what he brings on the mic. You know, we'll see what Paddy shows up. It's a great card top to bottom. UFC 314 in Miami is going to be a lot of fun. The whole division's had their eye on Paddy for a while. He's very charismatic. He's got a great following. He truly loves what he does. So I got a ton of respect for him. When the UFC brought it up, I liked the idea. You know, it's a little bit more of a fun fight compared to the Poiriers and the Gaethjes and the Oliveiras and the guys that I've been fighting. So it's a fun fight, man. It's a fun fight that the fans have gotten behind. I got a bad taste in my mouth from my last fight against Charles at Madison Square Garden, so I'm excited to go out there and right the ship. For me, it's just another guy with 2 arms and 2 legs who's my size, man. I've been doing this since I was 14 years old, essentially. Hand-to-hand combat on the wrestling mats, and then in mixed martial arts for 15 years. So it's a lot of the same, man. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna put the pressure on him, hit him with some big shots, and we'll see if he can hang.
Michael Bisping says it's now or never. It's time for Michael Chandler to step up or step aside. He's been vocal about his goal of becoming a champion. And while he's certainly entertained fans with his exciting fights, his record tells a different story. He's faced some of the toughest competition in the division, including the likes of Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, and Justin Gaethje, giving us plenty of action-packed bouts. But the reality is, he's been losing, for losses in his 6 fights, and 4 out of his last 5. Now, he's at a point where he desperately needs a win. Robert Whittaker isn't holding back when it comes to the talk surrounding Alexander Volkanovski, especially the claim that the former featherweight champ is washed. With Volk set to face Diego Lopez at UFC 314, fans have been questioning whether the 37-year-old still has it.
$1 million question is, what Volk are we going to see in the Octagon come that night, UFC 314? Because his everyone was already talking about his losses to Makhachev, his knockout, and then you back that onto the knockout with Topuria, you back that onto his age, and as MMA fans like to do, as soon as he lost, they started throwing his age around and calling him a wash, which is the silliest thing I've ever heard. Like, MMA fans are the best and worst of us as people. They really are. But truth is, he's been out for a while now. Mm-hmm. He's coming off, he's coming off 3 losses in a row?
Two losses in a row.
2 losses in a row. Yeah. Makhachev and Topuria. Yeah. Did bad losses the last couple. His age is a factor in this. Which Volk are we going to see in the Octagon come 314? Diego Lopez, right now, running that confidence and hype train like nobody's business. Yeah. He's just, momentum is a serious thing in MMA because it just promotes so much confidence in yourself. It promotes so much doubt in your opponents, and you just run with it, and you can see it. We've seen it many, many times, many-fold against multiple other fighters. It's happened time and time again. I feel like Conor is a big example of that. When he was just running through people. Pereira as well before his last fight, right? Now, Diego Lopez is running that train. He put a beating on Ortega. Okay, that was
brutal, bro.
Mate, it was hard to watch. Oh, yeah. Side note, how tough is Ortega, bud?
Dude, do you remember when Diego dropped him, knocked him out, hit him again, and woke him back up?
In the same combo. Like, wild.
It's crazy.
Wild. But Diego's in a very, very dangerous form right now. Okay? Makhachev won, Volk, I think beats Diego Lopez. Volk's skill set and just his composure, his toughness, his grit, his fight IQ, his ability to fight in the Octagon is 0 to none, second to none.
Arman Tsarukyan responded to Paddy's opinion. In one of the podcast episodes, Paddy said that Arman has everything set up, but he's afraid to fight Islam Makhachev.
The only person in the top 10 I can think of who's under 35 is Arman Tsarukyan. He's just a little posh boy who's had everything handed to him on a silver platter by his dad.
Do you think he actually got injured or no? Or what do you think happened?
No, he's a little bitch ass. That's what you are, Arman. Little boy.
I was confused too because, we had him on the pod that week too. And then, I don't know, he was doing videos too with the Nina with Nina drama. He was like wrestling and shit.
Yeah,
And
and then he was doing them videos where he flips forward on his neck.
Right.
And then he's saying that he's got a bad back. Dana said, didn't he? It was Dana shot him down in that interview. I was like, whoa, that's heavy. That you don't want the boss saying that about you. But because he got asked, didn't he, is Arman still #1?
Right.
And he was like, no.
Right.
He's gonna have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
He basically said that like doctors come out and Hedda, the best masseuse and the PI, come out and they never said to him, you can't fight. He decided he's not gonna fight. So basically, Arman, you shit your pants. Know what I mean? That's what you did. You farted and followed through and had shit coming down your leg.
Arman saw this and commented on social media, saying, says the guy who got the easiest path to the top in UFC just because he's got a funny accent and budget Beatles haircut. I dare you to call me out if you win and we will see who will shit his pants in the octagon when we meet clown. Mateusz Gamrot responded to Arman about that. Stop looking for easy fights, especially with a clown. Without ambition you will never be a champion. You got a chance to get revenge, so accept it. That's it for today's UFC News Roundup. If you enjoyed the updates, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a punch, a call out, or a surprise matchup. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think wins at UFC 314? And can Volk still make one last run?